Hey you, welcome to or welcome back to Keisha's House, Motivation and Inspiration. I'm Keisha, and as always, I'm so glad you stopped by. So today I want to do my final I'm back video. I did one last year and I've left it in the lineup of videos on this channel because I think it's important to leave it there, and I'll share the lesson in just a moment. In that video, I shared a little bit about my postpartum cardiomyopathy. Basically, I had twin boys in 2020, well actually 2019, and I was diagnosed with postpartum cardiomyopathy in February of 2020. Basically, my heart was not functioning properly. In fact, it was functioning at 27%. The doctors told me I was going to have some type of heart surgery, if not a heart transplant, because my heart was just declining. Now, at the age of 31, I was freaking out. I wish I could say that I took that diagnosis with all of the grace I possibly could. I did not. I thought to myself, there's no way that I am going to leave my 8-year-old, almost 9-year-old, and I was not going to leave my 2-month-old, because at that time, they didn't know me at all. It is terrifying to think that your children will never know you outside of photos or videos. I was determined to live. And I remember being hospitalized for the entire month of February and really praying and asking God why. But ultimately, one thing I decided was that I was not living, and that I wanted to make sure that the time that I have with my boys is of quality. But most importantly, I wanted to make good on all the promises I made the younger me. At that time, way back, like when I was 15 and 16, I used to watch videos on being a real estate investor. So I decided I want to do that. And I also had this joy of being on stage, being a part of speaking engagements, and I realized I missed having a voice again. Now, yes, I have a voice in my circle, and yes, I have a voice at home, but being here with you right now, it makes my heart so happy. And I decided I wanted to share the experiences that happened to me, because hopefully they may help you through an experience that you might be going through. But the reality is, my experience of having heart failure at such a young age is not unique. The reality is, so many of you have almost unfortunately lost your lives or have dealt with situations that are extreme. My story is not unique, but it's mine. And I wanted to make sure that I could share that. And last year was the very first time that I shared my story publicly. And that's another reason why I didn't take that video down. But I hope you can see from this video and from the last, things are very different. I found my voice, I found my creativity. Why? Because I spent the last year being the host of my podcast. Motivation and Inspiration is the goal of the podcast, and it's entitled Keisha's House, Motivation and Inspiration. Every week, I started off the week with a new quote, a quote to use and build a plan for the week. And I hope that you'll join me. This specific year, after 45 episodes last year, I recorded my very first episode of the second season. That's no longer just a podcast, but now a video podcast, and posted here on YouTube. But I'm gonna do more than just talk about motivation and inspiration weekly. I'm really wanting to welcome you and introduce you to my house. That's why I titled it Keisha's House. No longer am I trying to do content that I think everyone wants to hear. I'm doing content that speaks from my heart. Yes, we're still gonna talk about health and fitness because, well, let's be real, it's a part of everybody's life, and it's a huge part of mine. Preferably sitting on the couch with some Oreos, but that's another story. I want to talk about being a wife. I want to talk about being a mother, about being a mom of twins, being a boy mom. It's different. I just want to talk about everyday life. with you. And one of my favorite things to say at the end of each podcast is that you're always welcome here at Keisha's house. I want you to feel that way, as if you can just sit here and hang out with one of your friends and have a discussion and just banter and laugh and joke. Listen, I don't know what 2023 is going to bring. It's supposed to be a year of transformation. I don't know yet how this year is going to end, but I'm not worried about what's going to happen 12 months from now. I'm worried about being focused on being present. I'm focused on being a part of my family's everyday life. I'm focusing on living. I'll continue to share my story, and I would love it if you listened to that last video. Do your best. It's a little rough, but I don't want to dwell on all of those points that I made last year. And because it's a new year, it's a new beginning. I hope you like and subscribe and join me on this journey throughout the year. Join me weekly on Keisha's House podcast, Motivation and Inspiration. But join me as well throughout the week when we have a number of different talks. And there's going to be a unique spin in just a couple of weeks. So stay tuned, see you soon. And for those 202 subscribers who've been, well, standing by and waiting for me to get my act together, I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you. So with that being said, I'll see you soon.